Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, everyone, wherever you are joining us from. This is Asna Marine joining you from Bangladesh, and we have a very special guest today, Dr. Raina Khatri Tandon. She is the CEO of Right2rise Foundation, and which is India's first government accredited organization, and it works on child rights, right, Raina, and on women rights as well, and she has several laurels to share with you. And today she's going to talk about a wonderful topic. And the title of the topic is Fabulous 10 Tall Teachers We Need You More Than Ever. So, without further ado, I would like to welcome Dr. Raina to introduce herself and let it go. A very warm welcome to you, Dr. Raina. The floor is all yours.
Thank you, Asna, Farheen, and thank you very much for this beautiful invite and this lovely platform of being here with lovely teachers. And today's topic is very interesting. So, I am the founder of a private limited company, which is the name of Right to Rise. Right to Rise is dealing with all women and child rights. We deal into certifications, compliance, auditing, and training of people who are across different sectors of work. So चाहे आप एनजीओ में हो, चाहे आप organizational leader हो, चाहे आप SME हो, startup हो, if you fall under any workplace, that has to be safe and productive. So, with regards to that, we work into women and children rights, POSH, POXO, human rights, so that we can help people grow better into individuals for the society that shine. And educators, as you and me know, are almost 90% of that society. So we are very, very passionate that along being a company, we also have a foundation and we want to bring in the forthcoming teachers with us to understand how you and me can shine across the globe. And as Asana is doing amazing work, being at Bangladesh, she still is connected with so many people across the globe, whether it's India, whether it's we have Jasmine from South Africa. Good evening, Jasmine. And a lot of people. She is bringing the best talent on this platform. And today we are here to provide that value to you for a very beautiful topic: teachers stand tall. You must be thinking, what is this topic? Why are we actually talking about teachers and what are they going to be standing tall and doing? Uh, we say educators, teachers are the first people who we learn when we step out of our houses. They are the founding stones. They are the foundation to who you are today. And even today, you will remember the first teacher who taught you ABC or 1, 2, 3, or even played with you on the sandcastle, right? Because they were the people who taught you how to give shape to your dreams, how to become an individual who is carved with a special identity. So, without delaying much, I'm going to be sharing my screen because we so love going back to the PPT. And we also know that going back to that, we try and understand and put ourselves in that place and say, yes, we are going to be the leaders of tomorrow and we are going to stand tall. What makes it very unique for these teachers to stand tall is that they have a winning edge. What makes them unique, what makes them stand out is they look at the 360 degrees approach of every individual that is coming in and they strike like a striking or the lightning that you see. There is a beautiful dark world that you can see behind, and in the darkness, it's only because of some clouds that have come in midway. And this teacher or the educator is one who brings the winning edge in you and finds out what is that spark that is going to come in you. So, are these teachers not fantastic, friends? Let's actually resonate with that more. What qualities drive in you a person today? Today we are at 2022, and if we look at the growth of any, I have taken statistics of World Bank because we talk about a global perspective. We know that for 2021, 22, and 23 coming out, the quarter year shows that with 3 decades and pandemic switching over, there are a lot of loss of jobs, a lot of talents dying out. People don't know how to structure their life. There is no direction to their future because we don't know what's in to stay with so much of changes, so much of transitions that's happening in our life. So, do you compromise with who you are? What are the qualities that you look into a person? What are the ways that you will choose at this moment? And a teacher is one who will always give you a clearer vision. And we always say, with clarity, we can only get when we are calm. So even if you're a very anxious person, you are a very introvert, you don't want to mix with people, you don't know how your life is going to go, and you don't know much what's happening in the world, because I realize with pandemic, one more thing that I have observed, that very less people actually read the newspaper, because there's always pain in the newspaper. There's always unwanted stuff, or people not having so much interest in books, newspapers, reading about today's stuff, because we are so addicted to this phone. We just with the tap of a button we get everything, and we fail to realize that we are browsing everything on the phone. We don't even need to pick up this newspaper of us. So coming back to the qualities that drove you, think back of all the people who inspire you. I can tell you of today, I was there at this mentoring session with a group of youth, driving the art, the artist in them, the theater, the drama, the passion that they want to become entrepreneurs. And when you are building entrepreneurship and startups and people who have this kind of talent of being an artist, remember, it's not what you are also there to give, it's also about what you are there to gain. It's a mutual learning. A small girl who was very young even taught me something very new, a different perspective, a life beyond words. Work through actions and not through anything that you need to even speak. Sometimes we say actions speak higher than words. And sometimes smaller gestures teach you the best lessons in your life. So, today we are here to say how these teachers stand tall. Are these teachers only the white hat people that you see? The real battle is what's happening inside, hanging on or letting go. That ego which tells you you are the only teacher and nobody else. But let me tell you, the tall teachers are only those who always teach and learn from others. So, what are these important skills of this growing mindset of teachers that stand tall? You must be thinking, what are they? But before that, let me do a little activity with you. You remember who this guy is? Come on. I know you can guess him right because you are intellectual people. Let's make it a little easy for you. Now you know who is he. Yes, that is Sachin Tendulkar. And that is none other than his mentor, his teacher, the person who he looks up to. And that's why he is who he is today. Who is this person? You might think, okay, he's a king. You might think, okay, he's some ruler. But we still don't know who exactly it is unless we look at him. That is Chanakya. That was the person behind Chandragupta Maurya, who was the ruler that you see, a brilliant ruler of Indian dynasties. So these were people who spoke of so much in them: self esteem, confidence, discipline, determination, and a lot of integrity, a lot of focus. These were the qualities that even today, we as a person, if we drive into ourselves, then we have that teacher in us also standing tall, unlocking a person's potential to maximize his own performance only when he realizes that this teacher within him also stands tall. He could be patient, he could be honest, he could be any of these practices. I'm just going to be giving you one moment to look at these words. These are words that you look up to any teacher, educator, mentor today. Because these are the words that we feel make us stand tall with great self esteem as a great leader, right? That's why we say the educators, the empowerers, we mentors stand tall. And today, I very proudly say that with so many lives that I have touched, it's not the mentor in me, that it's the burning desire I have to learn when I actually give. Because if you're not going to give, the learning within you will die out. And you are here to continuously progress. You're here to continuously take accountability, continuously take ownership, continuously acknowledge people for their efforts. And that makes you a really strong leader, a really standing tall figure. How do you feel you're tall? It's not with the height, it's the commitment, it's the discipline, it's the focus of what you really want to become to stand tall. Why do you need a mentor? Why do you need an educator? Why do you need to feel? Because you have dreams. And each of us have different dreams, right? Each of us need that little push sometimes to create what we really want to be. And who we are today is only because we have chosen those leaders time and again in our life. We've chosen those teachers, those educators who stand it tall and resonate with ourselves. And then we have programmed our mind to go and choose them. And they have chosen us as well, because we say it's always a mutual journey, a mentor choosing a mentee, or a mentee choosing a mentor, an educator choosing a pupil, and a pupil choosing an educator, because that's what inspires us, that's what leads us, that's what designs our destiny and tells us, are you really ready to bring it on? Are you really ready to live your life? Are you really ready to think what it takes to be successful? So yes, who is that we saw? Who is making the right choice with the right place and the right time? That is what is going to make you stand tall. Making the right choices. You must be thinking, guess what? Yes, you guessed it right. Think about it for 2 minutes. If you are a successful person to wherever you stand, or if you are an unsuccessful person to wherever you stand, what is that worked or didn't work is only based on the right choices at the right time that you made. It's not that you can't be successful yet, or you are successful and there can be more success to you. So it's all about the right choice at the right place and the right time. And another very important thing for you to stand tall, friends, it's always about being a people's person. People, you are also thinking, why people? Because without people, you cannot be anything. Today, even if you stand tall, unless you don't help, unless you don't guide, unless you don't create miracles in their life, I'm sure you can never be a strong entrepreneur, a teacher, an educator, an empowerer, a transformation person. So be that people's person, friends. Be that person who would be loved and wanted by those people to say, yes, this person was the one who actually helped boost my self confidence, help increase my leadership, help guide in the right way. And that is what we want. That is what we want people to say. Yes, when I was in trouble, this was a person who was standing by me no matter what come me. Yes, a little on how do you do it? Because we say teachers stand tall, I'm giving you the ways forward, but you also need to have a template in mind. You need to have a goal in mind. What am I going to do to stand tall? I'm going to take one aspect of my life. You already know we have various aspects of our life, and that can be looked up from the wheel of life. A wheel of life is a circle that is going to tell you that you have different elements in your life: finance, love, romance, education, um, creating social initiatives, and many more things that you want to grow, including your business, family, and other areas of relationship. So, when you look at these different aspects, pick one aspect in your life that you would like to keep a goal for you to stand tall and be courageously proud of yourself to say, I am a proud educator. I am that teacher who is willing to share and to gain. What is that one thing that you need to challenge yourself to say, this 30 days I'm going to be working on this goal and I'm going to be an empowerer? Do a reality check. Don't forget, we are still in a peaceful post pandemic session where we have a lot of challenges, a lot of unknowns, imbalance in personal and professional lives that we need to also recheck. What is that the market needs? What is that you are going to empower today? What are the options? Look at the options. What are the options? Where? What? Is it youth? Is it senior citizens? Is it children? Is it empowering people? Is it professional people? Is it organization experts? Is it NGOs? Is it startups? Is it law firms? Is it dentist firms? Is it people in between the age of teens? What area and what sector are you looking at growing? And finally, pause, because you cannot keep doing continuously. You still need to pause, reflect, journal, find out what is there in your mind that goes too fast for you to even bring it to action. Pause, script, because when you write, you get the clarity and you also know what is the next best way to take action. And finally, I'm sure that when you're working hard, you really don't like also sometimes when the outcome is not coming. Don't lose hope. You are the next empowerer. You are the next leader. You are those teachers who are going to stand tall. And not only for yourself, for the million others. When we say we are here to change lives, then we are here to transform them completely and positively. If you don't like the responses, if you don't like the outcomes, then you work on the response. We always say an event plus an outcomes give you a response. Event plus an outcome gives you a response. So if you don't like the outcome, work on the event, and I'm sure the response will be change and good. And finally, the W. Who is this? That's Will Smith. The will of what you want to do to add value today. I want to add value. How dedicated, how disciplined am I to bring my will on? Am I really want to doing it? Pain scale, don't cry, don't always crib, don't always bring in your negativity. Oh, I can't do this, I'm good for nothing, I am not good, and look into the mirror and feel bad. I'm sure that's not what you want to do. Be authentic, have your own voice, craft the core message that you want to give. Each time to your core people, craft the message, write it down, put it in pen and paper. Find out what is that one message that you want to give time and again and keep banging on it so that they get it so right that this is your goal. Authentic, vision, clarity, one thing only niched, and yes, a broader perspective of what you have. Remember, you are people who are going to do that. Thanks, Otella. Thank you for joining. 2 minutes, I have actually switched off that PPT for you to actually understand there are millions of ideas, there are millions of possibilities, but all you need to do is to first look at a broader perspective of what is right, what is wrong, and how are you going to market the right things which you want to be approached as a broader leader to stand tall. Are you with me, friends? Yes, you will have people who come down to you and say, hey, you don't actually talk constantly as much as what you look. What's happened so different? They put you down. They tell you, oh no, this is not the right thing. They reject you. They hurt your self esteem. They keep telling you, look into the mirror. This is not, they're not able to help you or help others because that's not their value proposition. Let them brag. You work on an unexpected goal because you are there to stand tall. You want to achieve your dreams. You want to work on your belief systems and values and the others. So make those observations. Recognize that there are certain things that you want to be known to stand tall. Take responsibility of your actions at all time. And the only thing that you need to work on is believe in yourself, trust in your feelings, trust in your dreams, believe on your dreams, analyze yourself completely because you are there to find and give that power to those people. So, yes, you must be thinking this is really super exciting. Thank you, Zinia. Good evening. And Asana's really listening to me. So, Asana, can you actually think of any situation where you feel that you have been a leader and standing tall before I can go to the last bit of the session where I would like to tell you a story?
Yeah, like it's a part of my day to day life, like even if we feel that no, like it's enough. Like, we are done with the challenges that has been thrown to us. So, like, after becoming a pedagogical leader in these 5 years, what I have learned, that we need to see obstacles from a different perspectives. That obstacle actually come to challenge us, and it actually, teach us that yes, we can actually overcome it. So this is how I think that I'm standing tall. And quick decision making at times when we see, like, we don't have enough resources, or our team is actually shaken, so we need to put up that brave face, and we need to tell that yes, we are together in this, and this shall too pass. And this has happened quite often in this pandemic period. So basically, becoming more resilient, becoming more courageous, and nurturing the team spirit, right? We cannot walk alone if we really want to. Like, there is a beautiful quote that if we want to walk far, we need to bring in people, like as you said, that be a people person. So that is something which is a forte for any team leader. This is what I guess. And I love the model that you have explained, the grow model. Very simple, very practical, amazing.
Actually, life is very simple, friends. And like Asna said, we have so many things that we are working on today that we fail to realize that we are actually doing all these things. We are actually doing all the things in our life, but we don't acknowledge ourselves. We don't give this little tap on ourselves and say, hey, you're doing great. Hey, you are somebody who's special because you're not doing the same what others are doing. Sometimes you even motivate yourself, sometimes you're also motivating the others. So, in times of crisis or challenges, one magical thing that you guys are doing is you're still moving on. Maybe slow, but steady. A teacher, an educator, an empowerer, a mentor, a coach, all these are different words. But yes, they have different roles. But at the end of time, it's all about leadership, self confidence, self esteem, raising the bar for everybody and yourself, trusting your own feelings, analyzing yourself, loving yourself. Self love is something that we keep hearing time and again, but we don't realize self love is nothing but giving yourself a hug and telling you are doing great. Understanding that attitude is only a mastering of life where your views are strictly your views and your values. Tell yourself and prove yourself that even a difficult dream is possible. Tell yourself and prove yourself that even a difficult dream is possible. With this, I want to tell you a story. So, are you ready? Let me see some yeses coming on the screen. I have lovely, lovely participants coming from all over the place, ready on asanas. Okay, superb, superb. So we can see a lot of questions and a lot of um, content coming up. Thank you, Zinnia. Thank you, Otella. Okay, so I'm going to reshare the screen for you, and that's a very interesting story that you would find. This is a story about a king. I'm not sure if you've listened to it. Let's listen to it together. Every time I listen to it, I feel very inspired. So, you know already that kings and rulers, they are basically having their own kingdom. So, this king also had a very, very prosperous kingdom. He had a palace where there were a lot of people, soldiers, rulers, people who used to serve him. So, one of the days he thought, let me do something different. Let me walk down from my palace, from the gates, and back to the crowd, to the entire place, and see what my people do. How do they perceive the world? So he took this little path coming down from the palace towards the kingdom. And suddenly he just took a little corner and said, let me do something different. He picked this big rock that was there, and he kept it right in the middle of this pathway. And he said, let me watch what people do. He took a corner, and behind that corner, he was watching. There were people who were coming, going, there were artists, there were people who were peasants, there were people who were his kingdom people, there were a lot of people with cows, with cattle, with people who are having swords, his guards, a lot of them. Everybody coming and going, but nobody wanted to move or thought about why this stone is right in the center of the place. But yes, suddenly he found one thing that happened, that many came, went, and one person was there who was actually stopped by, kept his work aside, and pushed this rock of stone. So he wondered, why did this person alone do it? He actually called that person and he asked him, why is that you move this entire stone? And you know what his answer was? He said, there are many who come and go. But I just thought there were a lot of people who were getting hindered on their way, could not move their cattle, could not move comfortably. And I wanted to be that one person so that I move it and create more path for people, opportunities, and remove this obstacle. And then the king was very moved and gave him an entire bag of gold coins and also a job at his palace, saying, you deserve this position. Now, I wish to ask you, are you ready to move that stone? That stone could be obstacles, that stone could be challenges, that stone could be difficulties in relationship, that stone could be difficulties in startup, that stone could be a difficult student or a difficult family member or many other things in your life. Are you ready to bring in newer needs? Are you ready to take it up as a challenge and work on it? Are you ready to see newer markets? Opportunity knocks only one time. Sometimes you just need to hit it at the right place and give it a try. You might not get this try once again, but I'm sure if you are successful, you're going to be absolutely happy because it's worth that time. So I would say, be that tall teacher, stand tall, be there for people, understand what is that works good with you. And yes, this one little thing that I wanted to say, it's definitely time for change. It's definitely that changes are going to come ahead. But don't be that one who stops at a pedestal and says, hey, I don't know where to go. Move on. It's good enough. Take one step at a time, but definitely you have more room to change and grow and shine. Like I always say, stand tall because teachers are meant to stand tall. Thank you very much for listening to me. And if you found value, do connect with me on LinkedIn with Raina Khatri Tandon. I thank Asana and the entire team of teachers for inviting me. And yes, I hope that I could change something in your life and create value for teachers. Stand tall because they are the future of us tomorrow. Thank you so much, Asana, and thank
Thank
you
you
for
so
all the
much,
viewers.
Raina, for such an enlightening talk. There's one question for you from Jasmine. She has joined us from South Africa and she's working a lot on sustainable development goals. So she has a question that, do you find that resilience level fluctuate when it comes to teachers?
Resilience level actually changes for all of us. So teachers are also human, darling. That's a very interesting question. But do understand that behind that teacher, there is also an educator, an empowerer, an individual of his own. And resilience is only a character. It's a response to anything that happens in our life. If we are able to change, if we are able to adapt, if we are able to recognize and control, then we are resilient, right? And able to change and adapt depends on our situation, or it also depends on our surrounding. Not every time can we be too much in control. We also have to let our emotions flow. So there are times when you will have a temper flow. There are times that you might get angry. There are times that you can't deal with certain situation. There are times that you're always saying or blaming God and say, why me? Why can I not do it? And there could be some challenges that you are facing because of some beliefs, some systems that are there during your childhood or have been your past, which are coming time and again as hindrances that you need to rework on them completely with a stable mind and with support of some people. Because to build resilience, you really need to be sound, you must be adaptable, you must be perceptive, you must change is inevitable, we say. So building resilience also is a personal choice. Do you really want to be resilient with that person at that time in that situation? So I would say resilience is something that you need to work on the go. And teachers are the most resilient people that I've ever seen, because they know that they have students of different behavior. They know that they will have different people coming to them. All they need to do is to keep patient. They need to listen out to them. They need to be calm. And yes, you don't have to respond for everything. You can just be quiet, because sometimes silence does give its own meaning. And I'm sure if you don't like something or if you like something, people do understand even your smile and do understand even your silence. So yes, teachers are also beautiful people. You must allow them to flow, and being resilient is great. You can always see people harping, be resilient, be agile, be adaptable, be changeable. But as much as it's easier to talk, it's difficult to implement. So allow them and allow yourself. Be a person of self-love and a work in progress all the time. So I'm sure you will surely reach where you want to be, but give yourself that time.
She
Yes,
is
thank you so much.
agreeing with you that yes, teachers are highly resilient. Yes, yes, teachers are. They have
Thank you
developed
so much.
this much before the pandemic hit us.
Absolutely,
So people are
absolutely.
thanking you,
Thank you,
and
Zinnia.
it was
Thank
such an
you, going
inspirational
global.
session. And I just want to talk more about Raina. This is the second time she's joining us. And let me talk more about Raina because I have just given a brief introduction. She is a POSH and POSCO specialist and a human rights expert from Harvard University. And she has also won various awards like UN Rex Karambir Awardee, Nari Shakti Awardee. She has 23 years of experience into IT and HR, two PhDs from UK and Brazil into chip design, AI, and embedded systems and human psychology in child rights. She's the president of WICCI Wiki Maharashtra Training and Development and All Ladies League. So a wonderful, wonderful person Raina is, and this is the second time she joined us, and I found her very, very amiable throughout the session, and she was relating with each one of us. So that made us realize that she's standing tall. Keep standing tall, Raina, and I have a small token of appreciation for you. Thank you so much. And I would say that you gave us a lesson and also a reminder that no matter what is there for us in the form of obstacles or challenges, we can overlook it and we can stand tall, just like you.
Thank you so much
So,
for those lovely words, Asna. I think we are all doing our bit, and you are a real inspiration to millions of people who are out there. So I really resonate with your thoughts. Thank you so much for always being around and making us grow together for these lovely community people. Thank you for being there always. Yeah, your voice is on mute.
okay, I was
Yeah,
muted. Sorry. Thank you so
yes.
much, audience, for joining us on a Sunday evening. That shows how passionate you are when it comes to learning. And there are a lot many people who will be watching us post session. It is recorded. It is there on YouTube. And apart from that, fill the form so that you can get the certificate if you're watching us live. And I'm sure that Raina will be coming back to us very soon to enlighten us with such inspirational topic. And Rana, you were inspirational throughout the session. People are loving the session, and if you have any questions you can connect with Raina. She is highly active on LinkedIn, or you can connect with me. I can take you to Raina, and if you have any questions, queries related to her expertise, feel free to connect. She is a people's person. And amazing, Raina, thank you so much. I look
Thank
forward
you,
to have
Asna.
you back again. Saying that, I would say bye bye to everyone. We will meet again next week. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, friends. Thank you, Asna. Thank you. It was a pleasure.